Bad monetization practices have been in video games for a long time. Pre-orders, microtransactions, loot boxes, and of course, early access. And in this new WoW expansion, we have gotten that. You're gonna have a 30-day early access for $90. That's the only way you can actually buy and actually play the expansion when it actually releases. Is it worth it though? Should you buy this in order to get a bit of an advantage? Or should you wait and not support this kind of scummy practices in the first place? Subscribe to the channel from because of this. Go if you want to support me, and let's get into it. First, I want to say that at the end of the day, even though I feel very strongly about this, it doesn't really matter. You can do whatever you want with your own money. If you want to have fun and play it on the day of release, you can. But I want you to have at least all the information you can before you do this as well. And I do believe, you know, and going and buying the things that you actually agree with and not doing those when you don't agree with them. And, you know, if you don't like something and some practice, you shouldn't do it. But that's what I believe. So, what is the difference between the editions? You can see here the base edition, typical thing, World of Warcraft, World Within, Dragonflight as well, level 70 character boost, and trader standards for the, you know, the actual battle pass kind of thing that WoW has. That is not really a battle pass, but it kind of works like one. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good battle pass regardless. That being said, we also have the Heroic edition. We have a mount for them, for the people that actually get this. And also a transmog set. And the Epic edition with the Hearthstone effect, a toy, a mini, 30 days of game time, beta access to War Within, which honestly doesn't really matter anymore. And of course also, here the big meme, 3 days early access to the War Within. Now here is the big thing that was going to make almost, no, not almost everyone, but most people buy this Epic edition. I don't think people really care about this other stuff and this cosmetics, but having 3 days early access on an MMO is very significant. You can check how the actual game works, how the new systems works, how the new classes work, how the, what's the word? How to make gold in the expansion, and so on and so on. That being said, Blizzard has actually implemented certain, what's the word? Systems to make it so not everyone has to buy this, you know, you don't feel forced to do it. For example, when it actually releases on early access, you're only gonna get normal dungeons. You're not gonna get anything else to do. Of course, it still means that you can do the campaign, level up characters, and so on, and actually figure out recipes on how to make gold or whatever, but that's about it. And actually, on the release of the expansion, you're only gonna be able to do heroic dungeons. So, no mythic at all. This means that the actual, you know, gear treadmill is not gonna be that big of a deal until the 9th of September, where actually heroic race appear and Mythic Zero dungeons. Not even Mythic Plus, by the way. On 17th of September is gonna be when Mythic Rates and Mythic Plus. So almost a month afterwards is gonna be when the actual release of most of the content from WoW is gonna appear. So these 3 days, honestly, are not really worth it. Sure, you're gonna be able to make some gold, I guess, if you want to. But that's probably about it. Even leveling is not going to be that important because, as you can see here, the leveling only takes you around 9 hours to do. And of course, it's a very, very chill mode of the way that Mr. GM did it. They really just did the campaign, and they didn't really speedrun it at all. They were streaming, they were not really paying that much attention, and they made it in 9 hours. So this is probably something regular to go for. And of course, also, on this side, we have the new system of leveling as well, that the more levels you get, the more characters you get to max level, the more experience you're gonna get. 10% for 2 characters, 15% for 3 characters, 20% for 4, 25% for 5. So this means, of course, that the more characters you level up, the faster you're gonna be the next one. This makes it super, super easy to level up all characters, and those 3 days that you have here are not really gonna be that important if you care about that. Now, of course, if you have a very big guild of sorts, someone is trying to do Hall of Fame or whatever, you might want to get these 3 days for a bit of an advantage in order to, you know, learn your class and everything. But all of that doesn't really seem like it. Now, what else should you be considering? I think it is important to talk about as well that the whole industry is starting to do this. The early access stuff for a bit more money has been done in Diablo 4, has been done in Assassin's Creed, of course, as well, and starting to go to WoW. If you don't actually agree with this practice, I don't think you should buy this. At the end of the day, the more we buy this, the more we actually accept this kind of practices, the more they're gonna appear. And honestly, it's probably, you know, it's kind of worthless and most likely to actually do this in the first place. You know, most likely nothing is gonna change. But at the end of the day, for me at least, I don't like that, right? I don't like the fact that one, this is happening, and two, if I can fight against it a little bit at least, I think I should. And I don't want to be like, well, I guess it doesn't matter, so I'm just gonna give up. I think that's, I don't know, I just don't like that kind of thinking. It makes me feel sad, and at least I can do what I think is correct. And also, hey, you know what you're doing? You're saving money. And maybe it's not a big deal for everyone, but for some people of us, it is important, you know, getting, you know, not wasting your money on stupid shit. It is good, right? And those 40 bucks, you can use it for something else. Like, I don't know, buy some fucking candy. I don't know. Go out with your friends. Or even play another MMO. Guess what MMO is releasing the same week of this? Guild Wars 2 new expansion for 25 bucks. Half of the price of the fucking early access. You could literally buy the fucking deluxe edition of this. Well, probably it's a bit more expensive. But you could buy this and... around the same price as it would be the early access. And you can have 2 MMO expansion releases in 1 week by just buying this game instead with this $40, right? At the end of the day, the expansion of Guild Wars 2 happens here on the 20th of the Tuesday, and 20th of August, and the actual early access on the 22nd. You can just buy this, blast this 2 days, and if you don't like it, just buy the early access anyways, and you start playing WoW, I guess, if you really want to. Until the release. But if you like it and you're really enjoying the expansion on Guild Wars 2, you can just blast for the entire time until the actual release, which is on Tuesday next week, and then just start blasting WoW again. And you probably didn't lose anything. You had a good time, and not 2, as I said, early access. Not early access. 2 MMO releases, double the fun and less money, which I think is super, super cool. Fuck, Guild Wars 2 is getting so much stuff. They're getting literal player housing, they're getting new weapons, they're getting a new raid, well, that comes out later, and of course the beautiful 50-man metas bosses that you have in the open world. So honestly, seems like a worth thing to do. And of course this expansion is also gonna be, what is the word? It's gonna be an expansion that you can start playing even if you're a new player, like, instantly, right? So I would honestly, well, I'm definitely gonna be playing this because this is my main MMO. And by the way, don't worry about it. I don't have a referrals link for you to buy this expansion with. I'm not making any money by this. I do like this game. I think you should play it because, well, I like it more than WoW. But honestly, if you're gonna fucking waste $40 to get 3 days of early access of a game that you're gonna play anyways afterwards, might as well play another one. That's what I would say. And maybe that's a bit, what's the word? I'm a bit biased here, and I probably am, but you know what? Hey, it's a good bias to have, because this is just literally better, okay? I don't know what to say. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys are gonna do. Tell me you think it doesn't matter. I'm gonna buy the early access anyways, because I want to play with my friends, which is definitely something you can definitely do. And yeah, tell me what you guys are gonna do. I just don't really like the idea of everyone buying this just because. And it's like, well, I guess what are you gonna do? It's just what it is. Nah, if you believe in it, and if there's something else you can buy or somehow else you can make, you can have fun with, I think that's way better. And hopefully this made you be able to make a better decision for yourself. At the end of the day, just because Asmongold is playing the game on day 1, when he's probably gonna quit in a few weeks afterwards anyways, who cares? Honestly, who cares? But there you go. Tell me what you guys think. Go to my Twitch to watch me live. Go to my Ko-Fi if you want to support me. See you guys around. Love you all. Bye. Bye.